How's it going, everyone? So I wanted to do a quick update for the month of September just to let you guys know kind of what we went through, what we experienced in the month of September. I'm doing something a little bit different this time. I'm going to try the point and shoot method as opposed to doing the voiceovers that I always do. Just want to see if this is easier and it gives me a ability to be able to do it a lot more for you guys. So thanks for watching this video. Let's go ahead and get into the update. So the first thing I want to start with is what has changed in the tank. I want to start with the fish. So if you notice, I have a lot less fish than what I've had before. I went through a moment of where I was just losing fish back to back. The only thing that I can, attribute it to is I painted my aquarium stand on the new build. I painted the panels inside the house and I used topside marine paint for boats. And the paint was very strong and I left it in the house. I didn't take it out. And I think that could have caused it. I'm not really sure. I do know it was some kind of contamination in the water. I didn't lose any corals, but as soon as I started doing water changes, the fish started looking healthier. So what I lost was my Bellis angel. I lost a yellowtail tamarin wrasse. I lost a leopard wrasse. I also lost a solarensis fairy wrasse and a Catherine's wrasse. So quite a few fish. I'm sad that I lost them. That's definitely a lesson learned for me. Maybe next time I'll run some carbon, but for sure I won't be doing any more painting inside the house when it comes to, something that strong. So pretty much all the other fish are still doing fine. The tangs were not looking the best. The purple tang especially wasn't looking good, and also the yellow tang was starting to not look good either. But when I started doing those water changes, they came back around. So I'm definitely happy about that. For the most part, everything else is doing good. All the other fish are still eating. Everybody's still happy. I'm not going to add any more fish to the tank right now. I'm just going to leave it as is since we are working on the new build and we are setting it up and getting it going. Rather not, try to mess with the whole setting up a quarantine tank and, doing that whole process. So I'll just leave it for, as it is for now. And then once we make the transition, then we'll get back into quarantining and getting more fish in the tank. So jumping right into corals, you can see everything is, starting to look better. All the corals that were brown before, like this pink lemonade, that green one in the back there, I think that's a Mr. V's something, I don't know what it is. That was completely brown. This Millie was completely brown. My Oregon Tort, everything was brown. This coral was completely brown. And you can see the colors have come back. Colors are looking great. I have the whites on right now, so you don't see the fluorescence, but you do see the true pigments of the corals. My pink lemonade was a little bit more yellow around the base before, so it's still coming back around, but the tips are all yellow, so that's a good sign. My bubblegum digi, it hasn't been through the best of times. I've moved it. I literally just placed it here last night. I had it in the back down below. And the issue with this is I still have that Potter's angel here in the tank, and he's still picking on all my other digits. You can see the colonies are growing nicely, but the polyps are just not out. They come out from time to time, but for the most part they're retracted, and it's mainly because of that Potter's angel. So I tried to get him out, but he was very elusive, kept going into the rock. So I just left him. I figured since I'm going to be doing the change, when I transition everything over, he'll be one that'll be evicted. He won't be going into the new system. So this guy, the colors are not looking as good. Like I said, I did have it lower. You can see the frags up on the frag rack do have the bright yellow colors back there in the back. They do have the bright yellow tips. They've been up there getting light, but the same thing with them, the polyps aren't out. This guy just doesn't have the yellow because he was on the back of the rock work down in the bottom, not getting enough light. So hopefully over the next few weeks he'll start to color up. If I pan over to this side, you'll see same thing over here. My strawberry shortcake was completely brown, and you can see it's gotten its colors back. It looks great. So the only thing that I really think it could have been, well there's actually two things now. The first one was, you guys remember I said about the mangrove that I had in the refugium that rotted, and I think that could have caused a nutrient spike. But also I noticed that I extended my photo period on the light schedule when I had the par meter and I was messing around with the par meter. I extended the photo period, and I think it could have also been a possibility that the corals were just responding to the new light schedule. I've since went back to my original schedule that I did the original AI Prime video on, And you know, so far so good. All the colors have bounced back and everything's looking good. So could have been a mixture of both. It could have just been one or the other. Don't really know, but I'm thankful that everything is back looking good now. So to give you guys an update on the Aqua Illumination Nero 5s, these guys are amazing. The flow is amazing. They're actually really dirty right now. They need to be clean. But I haven't seen a difference in the flow in the tank, and the corals love it. I mean, you can see this torch coral, how much it's open. You know, this coral grew from literally one little head a few months ago to now I think there's like 6. It's growing super fast. And even that Duncan in the back, you can see, even though it's being shaded, you can see how fluffy it is. So I have them on different schedules. I do have them pulsing. I have it on a random. I have there's a constant setting, and there's a couple different other, you know, settings that I have going on there. And one of the things that I like about them is, you know, when you have them on pulse or, you know, any setting, you can tell the pump how long you want one side to turn on and how long you want it to turn off. And so that also is a way to create like random flow. For example, let's say if I have this one coming on for 5 seconds and then it turns off for, let's say, 10 seconds, and then this one comes on for 10 seconds and turns off. I'm just throwing out numbers here, but you know, you can do that. You can manipulate it any kind of way you want and really get some nice random flow. And that's what I like about the way it's hitting my torches. You can see the torches, they're not getting blown in one direction. Even though it's on a pulse right now, you can just see it's flowing all over the place, and that's what I really like. I like that real random flow. So I've been collecting some Akins, and you can see they're doing really, really good. Some of them better than others. I haven't started feeding them or anything like that right now. I just kind of still dose the tank Reefroids. I haven't started spot feeding, but I do dose Reefroids every night, and I think I'm going to do a video just on my feeding. But my tank gets fed Reefroids every single night, and so far all of the Akins are looking pretty good. This is one of my favorite ones. I don't know what I'm going to do on the new tank. I think I may put them up on rocks. I've just noticed that when they're on the sand bed and the wrasses are, you know, going in and out of the sand, they get a lot of sand in them, and that causes them to close up. So that may be something that I'll try a little bit differently. This is another one of my favorites right here. This pink one right here. It's really sweet. So yeah, it's my first time actually successfully keeping Akins. I don't know, for whatever reason before I wasn't able to keep them. Every time I would get them, they would kind of just wither away. This is a really nice one. You can see it has a little burned area right here. I had it too close to my Dragon Soul torch, and that's the consequences. Toying with the idea of maybe starting to spot feed them some mysis shrimp. I think I've seen Greg Carroll, I believe is his name. I've seen him do it before, and all of his Akins look very fluffy. But we'll see. For now, I'm kind of just happy with the way I'm doing it. I really don't want to make too many changes before I move the corals into a new system. So we'll see. Maybe that's something we'll toy with in the next system. For lights, guys, you can see I'm still using the 3 AI primes, and like I said, I went back to my original schedule. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go and check out that video. I did a review on the AI primes, and I shared my custom schedule with you guys. Man, I think I've had over maybe 400 to 500 people emailing me for that schedule. I wish there was a way that I could make it readily available, that you guys could just click and just download it. That way I don't miss, you know, so many of your emails. But for the most part, I think I've gotten to everyone. But I'm very happy with these lights. The only reason why I'm not going with these lights on the new tank, for one, you know, we always want to try new things, but 2, I wanted to have one of those blanket style lights. I like the look of that. I like the sleek look, and I didn't want to, where I'm putting it, I didn't want to have like a large canopy or, you know, a large DIY metal, you know, bracket or, you know, hanging kick that I had to put together to be able to put the primes up. So you know, that's the reason why we're trying those out. But I really like these lights, love the schedule that I'm running. Definitely going to be keeping these lights, and you know, who knows, if it doesn't work out, you know, if I have to add lights, you know, I think I would only need to add, maybe with the size of the new tank, maybe 4 more or 5 more, something like that, just to get some nice coverage. But we'll see. But so far, like I said, I'm very happy. You can see the growth. You know, the growth is just outrageous in the tank. You can see all the corals are growing pretty much out of the water. Look at this green tipped here is pretty much touching the top. Definitely gonna have to trim that one back. This one has touched the top. This forest fire did just touch the top multiple times, and I've had to cut it down, and it keeps growing back up. It's on its way back up now. You can see this Monty is out. It's growing out of control. I have to run the magnet here maybe every couple of days just to keep this guy trimmed back so he doesn't grow into the glass. So as long as I keep the magnet going back and forth in front of it, it kind of keeps that flat. It grows flat like that. If I let it go too long, then I can't get the magnet through, and I'll have to go in there and cut it. But for the most part, I've been able to keep it cut back. I didn't really want to touch anything. I'm trying to wait because we're getting ready to move everything over, but everything's growing so fast that I may have to get in here and cut a few things back. So just to give you guys a quick update on the new build, you can see we have the tank in place and also the sump. I've also been able to install the lights. I'm gonna do a full detailed video on each one separately. I'll do a full review on the light, just like I did with the AI primes. But I just wanted to show you guys the progress, and we got everything installed. I'm really happy with how everything's turning out. I'm really happy with the work and the craftsmanship of the tank and how everything came in. This is a Luna Reef Customs aquarium. I think I spoke about that before, the company that I decided to go with. And we pretty much stuck to the plans. We went 48 inches long. We also went 24 inches tall, and then we went 30 inches from front to back. I really like the dimensions of the tank. I really like how wide open it is. I think I'm gonna be able to do a real nice aquascape. I do plan on bringing the rocks over from the other tank, but I'm probably gonna change around the aquascape. We did have to go with a Euro brace just because we use 1/2 inch acrylic. But so far it doesn't seem like it's going to bother anything or it's going to impede. So I'm really happy with how everything came out. You can see how smooth the edges are and how clear everything is. So the tank looks awesome. I'm super happy. Definitely can't wait to get everything plumbed and installed and get it filled with water and get it going. So in preparation for the plumbing, you can see I am going with the Herbie method. I've already installed the returns and drains. And basically what I went with was 2 1-inch return lines, or 2 1-inch drain lines, I'm sorry, and 1 3/4 inch return line. You can see we've cut open a square to fit the 3 bulkheads. I didn't want to just drill 3 holes to match, but I wanted to open it up wide enough that I can be able to screw in and out and clean around if I need to, whatever. I have enough space around the bulkheads if I ever need to make any adjustments or fix any issues. I'm not fighting in between a small hole, but I have enough space that I can work. So as for the sump, it came out better than I expected. I mean, Rob over at Luna Reef Customs really outdid himself with this one. I gave him my idea, just kind of what I thought about doing a whole refugium, a display refugium in the front, and then having the regular filtration in the back, and he really took it to the next level. So I'm gonna do a full spotlight video on just the sump and really show you guys the whole process of me plumbing it and everything, but really just wanted to show you guys how it came out. I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna stick pretty much to the plan that we have for plumbing. You guys have saw the plans before that I put up about how I'm gonna run a manifold and everything, so I'm pretty much gonna stick to that, but I just wanted to show you guys that the sump is in and it looks great. So that's the update, guys. Like I said in the beginning, I really just wanted to share with you everything that we did in September. I really like this point shoot method. It definitely made it a lot easier just to pull out the phone and just start talking and recording at the same time. So I can definitely expect to do this a lot more. I will keep the voiceover method whenever I do product reviews and stuff like that, just because I'm actually talking about the product, and I usually approach those differently. But whenever I do the updates, you guys let me know what you think, but I think I'm gonna stick with the point shoot method. So thanks for watching this video. I'm gonna leave you guys with a few clips of the corals under blue light, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.